Hello, welcome to TOYSREVIL. This is my fourth and somewhat final look at my stack of comic books that I have excavated from my toy shelves. I'm saying final video because I think I'll take a pause right after this, primarily due to the abject lack of interest to my video attempts. So I'm not gonna continually bash my message in, or rather my share, as my interest so far for this video series is to show off my comic books. Not in the terms of flexing, but in terms of what I had collected. I've lost track of time, man. I stopped collecting comics over 10 years ago, I think, more likely. And this is the remnants of way more comic books that I've collected before. So hello all for tuning in. I'll just go through the stack of these comics. These are the last stack of the first stack that I have been doing live Instagram lives of. I hope you can hear me. My voice is a bit subdued. Just came back from a family wake, not today, but a few days ago. So a bit exhausted mentally, spiritually. But I am distracting myself at looking at things I used to enjoy. So in this case, it's comic books. I was fascinated when I took this. I had forgotten they had done a adaptation of Underworld movie, Kate Beckinsale. Wow. Okay. Need to see. Ooh, hardcover. Can't even remember who's the artist. Okay, decent. I like the mood, like the blackness. Let's flip to the center page a bit. Well, it looks as if it's like straight from the movie itself, huh? Storyboards. Okay, I like this painted style, even though the palette is monochromatic to a degree, but it suits the visual aesthetics of the movie itself. Nice. Wow. I didn't know I had this comic. That's cool. What's next? X-Men. You can see I'm a huge fan of X-Men now. 436, 435. What I've mentioned in my previous videos, and also for folks who have just tuned in, back in the day when I collected comic books, a lot of my comic books are in plastic sleeves, which is all good, but a lot of the sleeves are not sealed, which is bad lah. But what I like to do is, I like to put comics, sequentially numbered comics, back to back, in the same plastic. Because, oh nice, 202, Trial of Juggernaut, 202, 102. That's the main reason. One of the main reasons is if I decide to read one issue, whichever issue it is, I will not need to go far away to look for the next issue. Does it make sense? Sometimes it's a limited series where it's just like this, or a story arc, and I'll just be enough. I just want to read this and that'll be enough. And not having to search through my entire collection. Yeah, I don't necessarily, not necessarily lah. I don't catalog my stuff well. I used to want to. I still want to. But it has been a minute since I've done so. So nice. I can set aside this and read it. X-Men, Uncanny X-Men again. This is 434. Nice. So it is sequential. Nice. So this is 435, 434, 433. Can. Lovely. And there's also Draco. So I need to find 3 issues before I can actually sit down and reread it. I assume I read it, but yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. Yes, I'm a hoarder. I hoard tons of stuff, and I hoarded comics as well. The plan is I do when my weekly I pulls, and I set aside, not deliberately, but yes, sort of. I set aside comic books, for stuff that I would want to binge. It's like Netflix, or any streaming shows now. I want to be able to binge and read them all in a go, rather than read an issue, wait a month later, and crossing your fingers it does come a month later. So yeah, that was my mentality then in the 90s, mid 80s maybe, to 90s to 2000s. And it is my mentality now. Well, I am a collector of, not a strong collector of Transformer toys, and G.I. Joe is in the past. I mean, I got this because Jay Lee lah. And the premise of Transformers versus G.I. Joe is pretty fun. I just need to be able to take the book out to have a look. Yeah, okay. A lot of ads. Probably that's what I'll do next. Open up a random issue, comic book issue, and flip through the pages and check out the ads. Yeah, I'm enjoying the Jay Lee art here. I'm loving it dark and not grimy. Gritty. Gritty is an often used word, but to me, this is an aspect of Transformer and G.I. Joes that I would enjoy reading as well, rather than the color cartoony style, which I enjoy as well. But it's like watching an animated cartoon Saturday cartoon on a comic book page. So something like this is appealing to me as well. Yeah, I need to read this. I hope I bought issue 2 though. Ang Lee's Hulk. What's the cover? Ooh, 1602. Ooh, I remember this because I didn't read it. I collected this as well. Part 1, oh gosh, I need to find the rest. Because Neil Gaiman. From Sandman, The Sandman. So, I was a fan from then, and even a fan till now. And art by Evan Kubert. So that's pretty fun, I think. Okay, I'll win already. Can. Oh, gosh. Now I hope the subsequent issues are in this stack. Otherwise, I will just abandon this to the hoard of comic books again. Marvel Knights, MK. So this is going to be some exciting adult comics. Got Milk. Twin Laura Crafts. It's hilarious. JSA. I never used to collect JSA. I don't know why it's here. Maybe it's Goya and Jeff Johns. I never really followed or collected JSA. Not collected. Obviously I collected, but followed. Maybe I did, I just forgot. Teen Titans. Again, I was a huge fan of Teen Titans from the 80s run. Marvel Wolfman and George Perez. I think I stuck on because of memory's sake. But I'm sorry, man. The newer, at least this incarnation, did not resonate with me as much. Fantastic Four, Authoritative Action. I think I found an issue or 2 before. Part 1, can. But then again, I also lost my taste for it. Okay, Uncanny X-Men. So this might, single issue. This might tie in to the previous stack that I put aside, but I will know. Arkham Asylum, Living Hell. Tree of 6. Oh man. I certainly hope I did collect number 1 onwards. More likely, I would have any issues I have now. I think post 80s and 90s would be from number 1 onwards, and I would binge collect, either because I enjoyed reading what I read and I wanted to collect, or for this instance, I can't remember reading it. So more likely I wanted to collect the series, then binge read it afterwards. Liking the art, but no recollection of the comics. Oh man, it's been yellowed and smelly. Not smelly, it's the smell of old comic books. Not gonna lie. Outsiders, I enjoyed it somewhat because of the art, Tom Rainey, but it doesn't resonate much in my memories. Ecstatic, again another title because of Mike Allred, the art. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Sandscape. Wow, why would I buy Sandscape? No offense to Sandscape. It's not like I dislike the comic book or not, but it's just that I have no memories of it. No memories of it whatsoever. So obviously I bought number 1, then I will buy number 2. Another part of my bad habit it's not, after a while I don't just buy single issues, I buy at least 2 issues, so I can place back to back. You know, it's this concept I had, or the habit, I call it habit I had, lingers on to my current day. It's like when I watch any TV series, be it K-dramas or American series, it'll take a lot for me to stop watching a series from the first episode. When I say a lot, means it might really resonate not with me in a kind way I hate it. A kind way of saying I hate it, so I won't watch. But my limit test is 4 episodes. So I will see if I'm able to sustain 4 episodes, because a lot of times from the fourth episodes, things, I wouldn't say make a change, make more sense maybe, because I think by then somebody would have, or rather I would have invested my interest and attention into it, having 4 episodes. Just like recently, I've just finished Castaway Diva, K-drama. I didn't really enjoy it as much in the first 2 episodes, and I didn't intend to continue, but I stuck to my 4 episode thingy and I enjoyed it from 4th episode onwards. Having said that, comic books were somewhat the same for me back in the day. So if I have 2, more likely I have number 1. But if I do not continue to after 4, I feel, then maybe it's not something I was interested in collecting. I mean, I'm a hoarder, but I'm not like a senseless hoarder lah. Yeah, it's not. Oh, mechas is not providing any memory. Yeah, not any memories of this story to me. So story Sandscape. So maybe you rocked. It's just that I don't remember you did. Eternals. Yeah, man, I collected Eternals. Because it's explicit. A lot of times, right, it becomes a point when they say explicit. I mean, we'll see how explicit it is. But, you know, I enjoy comics for what it brings to me and my life. But once in a while, yeah, some explicitness does take away the... No, it doesn't take away. It provides a variety. Or maybe even a respite. I don't know. I think so. I have very faint memories of this. And I was okay with it because of the art. It wasn't your traditional superhero styled art, but it was storytelling. I put it like a way of saying it. Storytelling art. Not that superhero art was not, but yeah, just make the distinction for myself. So this looks interesting. Oops. This will get my Instagram. Hopefully it doesn't get into trouble. What issue is this though? Number 1. Number 1. I just need to find subsequent issues for this. Oh man, that's a tricky bit. If there is any, then I can read it. If it's not, yeah, back this goes into my Hoard. I remember this Schnick. No, not so much the story, but because of the art. Again, like I said, I love your traditional comic book art, but like this is more manga, obviously, in terms of aesthetic, not in terms of origins. But a lot of times I attribute this to alternative art that I used to adore in old black and white comics, from, let's say, Dark Horse, Caliber, not your big two, but from the past, and where I feel more experimental, be it by intent or situational. But yeah, and I enjoyed those art as well. So this works for me. Gosh, I love future stylings as well, or Elseworld, alternate worlds as well. So I hope I can find more issues of this. Yeah, number 2. Oh, it's number 2. So obviously I have number 1. Now I just need to find number 1. Sorry, I'm just getting very subdued, because it's just, the more I look at these, the more I get like, oh man, would I be able to find the other issues to read? Nice, so flip through this again later as the end to my flip through. Is this Hush? This is more likely will be a Hush. Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, Scott Williams. This more likely will be a Hush issue. No need to see, it speaks for itself. It is rock and roll. Oh, Arkham Asylum, nice. Number 4. So just now I had an Arkham Asylum. So this, yeah, crossing my fingers, everything else is in this stack. Yay, Eternal! But number 3. No, number 3. So I need a 2. Deviate. In my previous videos, I have pulled multiple Deviate number 1s. That's right, I fell for yes, I was a sucker for the multiple covers. This is proof of it. I cannot remember what's inside, but yeah, I bought the multiple covers. Incredible Hulk. Number 3. Ooh. I got a feeling I'll like this. But it's number 3, so I need 1 and 2. Weapon Zero. Number 4. Yeah, I can't say much about it because I don't remember it. Let me have a look inside. Weapon Zero. So this obviously is not the Marvel Comics Weapon X. Yeah, maybe that's the association in my memory. So it's Weapon Zero. Image. Would this be under Top Cows? Written by Mark Silvestri. Yeah, more likely Top Cow. Art by... No, writer is Walter Simonson. Art is by Joe Benitez. So this is gonna rock lah. Would it? I can't say for sure it's number 4. So at this point in time, right, I feel at this very point in time, me doing this video and this being the 4th video, that my memories of comic books that I've read, consider them from scratch, unless memory is so rich and I remember it literally. But if not, consider them from scratch, and I consider this as a pretty exciting situation, because if I can find the issues, I can reread them and enjoy them again. Does it make sense? So I convinced myself. But can. Let's see if it works. Green Lantern plus the Ray. I don't normally follow buy Green Lantern, but probably because it's issue 1. A lot of times I'll buy issue 1s. I remember early on in my collecting forays, I bought issue 1 thinking of profit, selling them. I had a flea mart at the substation, now defunct flea mart substation, the substation, and where I'll go to every Sunday. And all my ex-girlfriends hated me for that, because instead of spending time with them, even my family, I'll go to a flea market and sell comics and trading cards. But subsequently, I begin to collect number 1s, not just because of value, but because I can start from scratch. If I'm reading anything, as I go on in collecting, I realize I'm missing tons of comics. So with number 1, there's a feeling I can start from scratch, that I won't need to go too far back at back issue prices that I cannot afford, or I choose not to buy them because I'm a greedy bugger and I wanted to continually read and not have to pay a higher price to collect rather than to read. And that's like in my more advanced stage of comic collecting. I remember Trinity. DC Comics Trinity is Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I've never... This for the gap, for the lapse, because my phone ran out of battery and I forgot jostling to find my power bank plugged in. So I wanted to, I still want to go out when I finish instead of lack of power stopping my video. As I was saying, Trinity, written by Meg Wagner. That is enough for me to be interested. Meg Wagner, creator of Grendel. Love Grendel, so this works very much for me. So in a lot of times, not many times, I follow illustrators. A lot of times I buy books because of illustrators, but subsequently it came a point in time where I also follow writers and creators which I enjoy, that would guarantee me a good story. So it's a story versus art. Sometimes you have both, not all the time, frankly speaking, but this works for me. This is a one-off. I have no clue, man. Is this a one-off? I certainly hope so. But I suddenly remembered the Trinity. I stopped. I was speaking halfway. I never really bought into the hype, if you want to call it, about Trinity, where it's Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. But I had come to accept and understand that they are quite of the main representatives of DC Comics. We want to say that. It's like you say Spider-Man, people might remember Marvel. But if you say Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in a single breath, in the Trinity, it's like, 3 times the punch. So it worked for me. So when the cinematic universe or cinematic universe, let's call it cinematic universe, came out, we didn't necessarily see the Trinity at a go. Of course they want to build the story. Of course they want to build the world before, if ever they decide to have the Trinity. But maybe for me, I can't speak for other readers or viewers, but to me, I already know the Trinity exists. So if you want me to be in anticipation of the Trinity being formed, it started out great because I was waiting for it to happen. But because the quality was lacking in some of the presentations, don't need to mention any, that dream or the expectation or anticipation of the Trinity just fell flat. There was nothing in any regards to look forward to. Their interactions, their stories, nothing. Or you can argue I was impatient because I know the Trinity exists in comic books. I was impatient for the cinematic universe to catch up. But you can't deny that they're taking way too long. Way too long. And then that connection is lost. Then now we have brand new characters coming in. So whatever they have built before, set aside. It's gone. So I think it's a massive waste. And I no longer have the anticipation already because, how long am I going to wait again for the next round? Before the Trinity is ever triumphant. Not so much a complaint, but this is how I feel, how I felt. I had in plain sight number 4. Just now I had number 3. I just need 1 and 2, man. Now have a look at the inside art, since this is the last comic book of the stack and of this video, this type of video, at least for the time being anyway. Again, Laura Croft. When multiple ads happen across multiple comic books, and that's where you can see the error of the comic books anyway. I have no recollection of the pages. Okay, yeah, like I mentioned before, then I have something new to read lah. If I find all the issues, I just need to find one and two. Gosh, I wish I had like multiple racks or shelves of comic book space where this would be in a KIV stack, and the rest are collected stacks, And before I end this video, let's have a look at this thingamajig, sneak peeks of comics on the leading edge. I used to love all these type of thingamajigs from the comic books because I love previews. But I think now all of these are no longer need to exist because there's online. Print has become, I don't know, I can't say not essential, but only because I haven't been able to afford collecting comic books for quite some time. And I have been actively, and I admit, resisting online comics, digital comics, because I want to hold them, I want to be able to flip them. Far be it, I have a fetish to smell my comics, but I can't deny I enjoy smelling comics because it feels more real, and I liked it back then. Even though, and I started online, there is a separation between both. It's not a matter of convenience, it's a matter of separating lifestyles. And it's not just like one lifestyle, it's different lifestyles. So in my so-called geek and nerd life, I can read comic books in my own pace. I can watch movies, indulge in whatever nerdery, and that would be that. And that could be encapsulate both the print and digital. And other things like music, I collect CDs, physical CDs, something to hold again. But then again, they're played through CD players, and this is print, so there's all separate. So I can conceivably go to indulge in my hobbies in separate, I won't say domains, but tools. Does that make sense? So one doesn't need to cross another. But now everything to a degree is online, on a laptop, on a computer, on a World Wide Web, where it's convenience. One click and I get there. One click, I listen to a music. I can literally listen to music at the same time I'm flipping through something. Or I am, even right now, I'm listening to a podcast while I am preparing and blogging about my stuff on my TOYSREVIL blog. And I feel somehow that takes away the joy of that particular thing. It just makes everything homogeneous together, which is fine because I've gotten used to it. But I am missing that singular joy in doing something, and that's something which I miss for comic books as well. The singular joy of comic books, where once a week I'll tell my friends, my exes, that leave me alone for one day, one single day. It could be a Thursday, it could be a Friday. Because comics come reach Singapore on a Wednesday. I repeated this before, and I'll say it again. So Thursdays is out on the shelf, out on the racks in a comic book shop, and Friday is confirmed is out on the shelf because sometimes there's delay in shipping and whatnot. And I'll just want to go peruse the shelf, pull my comic pools, and discover new comics, meet friends in comic book shops, and chat about comics, and indulge myself that way. And then I'll just need to do that. Take my comics, come home, not need to meet anyone else, and jump into. I love to read my comic books alone. So I can gasp at it, I can be disgusted at it, I can thoroughly enjoy it. As much as sometimes after a good book, I want to turn around and share it with somebody, but it isn't there. But at the same time, I have met enough disappointment when I want to share my joy of comic books to folks who don't read comic books. And it's like bashing my head against the wall. So I've stopped doing that. Then I'd rather be able to enjoy and take a deep breath and enjoy comic books in that context by myself. Might not be healthy. I just meet my comic book buddies in the comic book shop the following week and chat about it if ever we read the same comics. But then it doesn't mean we read the same comics in the first place, does it? I have such fond memories of it. I call it memories because it is now a memory. It's not something I actively do. Would I be able to do that right now, if I can afford to go buy comics, I don't know. I really don't know. I try not to think of that because it just screw up my brains. But if I do, I know there are a couple of friends I'll end up calling. Let's meet up. Let's pick up stuff. After that, have a coffee afterwards or have a meal afterwards. Yeah, I know for a fact. That's what I'll do. But that's not what I'm doing right now. But life goes on, right? Nice. Justice League. Kevin Maguire. Sorry, I have been rambling off instead of looking at this. But nice. Justice League 6-issue miniseries. I remember this. I remember owning this. So it rocks for me. I remember Fallen Angels as well. Because of the cover. But I have zero idea of the inside. The pages. Gosh. Anyway, this is the end of my stack of comics for this video. And this is the end of this video, which I call season 1 on the stack of comics, until I pick up my next stack. You can check out the other videos in my reels, which I'll leave behind, and blog about them a little bit more on Toys Are Evil. And hope I've not wasted too much of everyone's time they've tuned in. And I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Please feel free to leave any feedback in the comment section of the video on Reels to let me know if you want to see this or not. But then again, if you don't want to see, you will leave any comments, which is pretty understandable at this point in time. I think something that I've gotten very used to, unfortunately. It has become a one-way street right now. Whereas when I started blogging, it's a little bit of whining. When I started blogging, I had commenters and folks I meet online. Then we go to and fro, and that made it more fulfilling. It's time invested, spent in making like-minded friends online. It's the same as going to a comic book shop. I've been to comic book shops in the early days of my collecting, where I recognize faces, but I've never went ahead and chat with anybody. Everybody stuck to their own pool boxes, everybody stuck to their own titles, and you never really commiserated until I reach a certain age. I'm a shy guy. I ramble on, but I'm hella shy, introverted, but reach a point where I can't remember who spoke to who. I started or everybody else started. It could be the comic book shop owners who introduced folks, and that more likely is. Great memories of that. And because of that, then we chat, found out what we enjoyed, and we shared, commiserated. And even if we do not read the same comic books, and even if we have disagreements, sorry, I'm not the sort to go into disagreements. No, I'm never interested. I'd rather be able to enjoy something with someone. Then we enjoy comic books together. And subsequently, when comic conventions happened in Singapore, we had one in very, very early days. I wish I could find the catalog. I still have the catalog. I saw it recently. I know where it's packed. I need to find it. It's where Todd McFarlane came to Singapore. I can't remember which year, but he came to Singapore, and I did not get him to sign a comic book. I was an idiot. Anyway, then fellow comic book readers, collectors that I meet in comic conventions in Singapore. Singapore's proper comic convention started in 2008. First one, at least, in 2008. That is like proper, legit, with toys and games and whatnot. But I think by that time I wasn't collecting comics as actively already, so it's a bit of a waste. But I recognize folks. We bump into each other. By 2008, I was into toys already. I started a Toys Evil blog in 2005, but more into toys in 2006. Yeah, then but I went to the comic convention because of toys, but bumped into comic book friends from way before, and I stayed in contact until now. Not all of them, but some of them. So, to me, story of comic books in my life is an essential start. It might not have followed me to the now, but with videos like this, it is something that helps me continue with it. And having you folks watching my video, even though you might not be commenting on it, helps me continue that passion for comic books that I started decades ago. And I appreciate folks for watching right now. So I wave to everyone that's watching, and I thank you all, and I apologize because this is the end of the video. And hopefully I'll get myself back in the groove, and I'll find another way to present my stack of comics and share with everyone again. Okay. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye.